What's up, guys? This is Witt with Prager. Today we're at California State University, Northridge, again, and we are asking people to rank figures throughout history from worst to best.
From worst to best.
Let's do it. So the game is, we have 5 people here, different cards, with 5 different people on them. I want you to rank them from who you think is the best to who you think is the worst.
Easy enough.
Got Obama.
Can you even name these 5 people?
Who's this?
Yeah, I don't know who this is.
That's Joseph Stalin. He was a communist leader, killed millions of people.
Okay.
Got it.
Best over there.
Worst, I think.
Worst.
This is Jesus.
What's Obama, black president? I guess.
And that's Hitler.
Which one's Hitler? This Hitler?
Uh-huh.
Who's this?
That's Stalin.
That one's Hitler. My dude, you're in college. You're in college.
You know who Stalin is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, fair
How don't you know these things?
enough. Would you like to explain any
Is he a freshman in college? Because high school is pretty rough.
of your choices?
Barack Obama, I mean, that's black president, you know, black power,
What was your favorite thing about Obama?
being black.
3 years ago, this kid was, what, 14? 15? 3 years ago, this kid was 15. Barack Obama was voted president when he was 6 or 7? Yeah.
And being president, like, that's a big, like, accomplishment.
Think Trump is worse than Hitler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could be.
He didn't even know who fucking Hitler was. How could he make it He doesn't even know who Hitler is. He couldn't identify Hitler. How would he think it's fucking like what? Yeah. Yeah. He knew one of them and it was Donald Trump.
Definitely.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
He's childish.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Stop. He's trying to stop, like food stamps. People need those.
Do you think that ending food stamps is as bad as killing like 6 million Jews?
He did that?
See, she didn't even know who fucking Hitler was. Neither did he. They don't know who these people are. They're clearly very young. These are not kids that like have been in college for a while. These aren't seniors in college. Like he looks barely out of fucking high school. Is it visitation day? Are these actually high schoolers? Like they don't know who Hitler is? If they don't know who Hitler is, of course they fucking pick Donald Trump because they know one. They know one of them, and the one that they knew was Donald Trump, and they know he's bad. Come the fuck on.
Yeah. He killed
That's why he's
Jews.
number
He's
2.
trying to just destroy the planet.
And built that wall, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, the first one. Can you believe that? The first one. The first people come up and talk to us think that Trump is literally worse than Hitler. 6 million Jews. Millions of people. Trump.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's Hitler.
Let's go this way.
Okay.
Yeah? Would you
Yeah.
agree? Okay.
Yeah.
And so why'd you put Trump worse than Obama?
That's the correct ranking. Because Jesus is your boy. This is a Christian stream. This is a Christian stream. You know how you can tell? I thought I might have some Christian propaganda behind me. Jesus is your daddy. That's how you can tell. Jesus is your daddy. Beta. Jesus is our favorite. This is a Christian channel, obviously. Very, very popular Christian YouTuber myself. So,
As people of color,
That-
I
that
think
man's
just
pretty
naturally, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also indigenous too, and I know Trump does not really like support indigenous people.
Did you hear about that guy who dressed up as a Native American on this campus?
I did not.
Last Thanksgiving, a guy came dressed as a Native American and people got mad at him and kicked him off campus.
You guys don't like this is racist as
it was Will. He thought it was funny. Will was like, haha, isn't it funny that I dressed up like a Native American? Don't you think it's funny that I'm dressed up like that? Isn't that hilarious? This is the fucking peak of comedy. Look at that. Look how fucking hilarious that is. Wow. Super funny.
Yeah, don't know who that is.
That's Jesus.
Mark Zuckerberg is just Mark Zuckerberg. Like, I don't even
any
know.
controversy
Yeah.
about
Other than
Mark
the fact
Zuckerberg.
that he's a lizard, but
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's probably the correct ranking. That's probably correct. I don't know that I can put Hillary behind either of the other two. I don't know that I can put her ahead of the other two. This is the correct ranking. Yeah. This is it. This is the one. They keep putting Jesus in there because, you know, I guess we have to have one fake one, but, you know.
That's true. Lizard Boy Mark.
I think that's our final answer.
Some people put that Trump is worse than Hitler. What do you think about that?
Possibly in however many years when we're looking back on Donald Trump, we might put him in the same category as Hitler. We don't know yet what Donald Trump is still to do.
You could do a lot worse. You guys have any Trump supporting friends?
Nope.
Yes, and she's an idiot.
Fucking got him. Oh, that made this whole fucking video worth it. Fuck Will Witt.
Sounds like it.
All right, go put it down.
Okay, so
So that's worse. That's best.
Lincoln. Yeah.
Lincoln at the best.
Okay. Trump, Reagan, Hillary, Obama, Lincoln. Yeah, this is the correct order. This is the correct order.
like the most in his administration. But the reason why it's not covered is because he's so loved by other people.
I like how you knew that Obama deported more immigrants
They're
than Trump.
It's because a lot of people, they stick to one news source instead of just like actually going out there. And
Fake news.
There you go. Oh yeah. There.
Let's see. Really? Hitler, Hillary, Jesus, Trump, Zuckerberg. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. That's interesting. And why do you think Mark Zuckerberg is above Jesus?
As you know, Zuckerberg's just like, you know, he's powerful. You know, I don't know when I say he's more powerful than Jesus Christ, but he's just powerful as a man he is already.
this guy is
That guy was clearly bright.
just the face. He doesn't do. She's conniving. She knows the system.
Do you think Reagan is worse than Hitler?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
I feel like he's more mentally manipulative, and that's more
He's more mentally manipulative than Hitler? Yikes.
dangerous. Hitler's a real pimp. He upfront with his stuff.
At least Hitler was honest? Ooh.
And you like Mark Zuckerberg better than Hillary?
Yeah. She doesn't like black people.
That's true. Ask the people in Haiti. So basically, we have 5 people here.
Okay, but Trump was lower than her. Trump supporter or not? Guys, Trump supporter or not? Yup, see? Called it. Called it. Look at him. I think Ronald Reagan is the best.
Okay. We had people who put Trump as worse than Hitler and Stalin.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that?
Well, first off, Trump didn't take away people's guns, so the reason why a bunch of went down in Germany.
Oh God. Oh boy. We got him. He's red-pilled. We got him. He's probably fucking... No, well, he's not black-pilled. He's got a wedding ring on, so I think he's fine. Oh boy. Here he is. There's the one. Guess who did it? Are you surprised it's the white guy that looks exact... Like, take the glasses off of Will. Put him on this guy with the donut. Can you tell them apart, honestly? Can you really tell them apart?
Obviously, is because he started taking away rights from people. I'm going to take away, like, guns, and this is going to be the first gun-free government, and it's going to be amazing. And then, of course, you have World War II and then the Holocaust and stuff. And if they're scared that...
Hitler, gun laws. The Nazi gun control argument is a fallacy that gun regulations in the Third Reich helped facilitate the rise of the Nazis in the Holocaust. The majority of historians and fact-checkers have described the argument as dubious, questionable, preposterous, tendentious? Tendentious? I'm like 600 or 700 IQ. Rarely.
Tendentious.
Rarely do you hear tendentious, okay? 600, 700, 800 IQ. tendentious and problematic. The argument is frequently employed by opponents of gun control in debates on U.S. gun politics. Questions about its validity and about the motives behind its inception have been raised by scholars. Proponents in the United States have used it as part of the security against tyranny argument, while opponents have referred to it as the reductio ad Hitlerum. Fact-checkers have described this theory as false or debunked. In 2011, this is for everybody, okay? In 2011, in a 2011 magazine piece, law professor Mark Knuckles said Nazi gun control hypotheses are part of a shaky intellectual edifice underlying belief in widespread gun ownership as a defense against tyrannical government. He says the idea is, quote, gaining traction with members of Congress as well as fringe conspiracy theorists, end quote. In his 2011 book, fellow law professor Adam Winkler says, this radical wing of the gun rights movement focuses less on the value of guns for the self-defense against criminals than on their value for fighting tyranny. He says that militia groups that grew in numbers across the United States after the early 1990s organized, quote, to fight off what they saw as an increasingly tyrannical federal government and what they imagined was the inevitable invasion of the United States by the United Nations, end quote. Put all of that in 3 brackets. Winkler wrote that to some of the fringe, the Brady Bill was proof that the government was determined to deprive Americans of their constitutional rights. Because mainstream scholars argued that gun laws in Germany were already strict prior to Hitler, gun control advocates may view the hypothesis as a form of reductio ad Hitlerum. In a 2004 issue of the Fordham Law Review, legal scholar Bernard Harcourt said Holbrook, perhaps rightly, could say that he made the first scholarly analysis of his Nazi gun registration subject, but as a gun rights litigator, not as a historian. Harcourt called on historians for more research and serious scholarship on Nazi gun laws. Apparently, Harcourt wrote, the historians have paid scant attention to the history of firearms regulation in the Weimar Republic and the Third Reich. According to Harcourt, Nazis were intent on killing Jewish persons and used the gun laws and regulations to further the genocide. But the disarming and killing of Jews was unconnected with Nazi gun control policy, and it is absurd to even try to characterize this as either pro or anti-gun control. If he had to choose, Harcourt said the Nazi regime was pro-gun compared with the Weimar Republic that preceded it. So if you zoned out a little bit, Nazis were more pro-gun than the government prior to when the Nazis took control. Okay? He says that gun rights advocates disagree about the relationship between Nazi gun control and the Holocaust, with many distancing themselves from the idea. Political scientist Robert Spitzer said in the same law review as Harcourt, who said the same thing, the quality of Holbrook's historical research is poor. In reference to Holbrook's hypothesis that gun control leads to authoritarian regimes, Spitzer said that actual cases of nation building and regime change, including but not limited to Germany, if anything, support the opposition position. Regarding the Nazi gun control theory, such counterfactual arguments are problematic because they reinvest the past to imagine a possible future. In fact, Jews were not well armed and were not able to adequately defend themselves against Nazi aggression. Thus, reimagining a past in which they were and did does not provide a legitimate basis for arguing about what might have followed. This is another response to comments that Ben Carson made. The Jews of Germany constitute less than 1% of the country's population. It is preposterous to argue that the possession of firearms would have enabled them to mount resistance against a systemic program of persecution implemented by a modern bureaucracy, enforced by a well-armed police state, and either supported or tolerated by the majority of the German population. Mr. Carson's suggestion that ordinary Germans, had they had guns, would have risked their lives in armed resistance against the regime simply does not comport with the regrettable historical reality of a regime that was quite popular at home. Inside Germany, only the army possessed the physical force necessary for defying or overthrowing the Nazis, but the generals had thrown in their lot with Hitler early on. So basically, the Hitler argument is bullshit. That was a lot of words to say the Hitler argument is bullshit. They didn't have their gun rights taken away. They weren't well armed to begin with, and they were 1% of the population, and wouldn't have been able to resist any of it.
For instance, if they're intimidated by Trump and all that stuff, then keep your guns. Learn how to use them. You know, embrace that right so that if anything happens, you can defend yourself.
Defend yourself against a fucking drone. Like, literally defend yourself against a drone. I want to see it. I want to see it. I just really want to see it. I wish that, like, there was examples of, I don't know, people with AK-47s or whatever, you know, somewhere out in the open with a drone nearby, and they tried to defend themselves with their AK-47 and then got blown the fuck up. Wait a second. We do have examples of this happening. Fucking Afghanistan. Oh, you'd be bombed to smithereens? You'd be bombed to fucking smithereens? Just because you're a white guy with a gun doesn't mean you're gonna fucking win.
No, Trump is Hitler, and we need to give our guns to Hitler. That's basically their level of logic right now. All right, guys, so we just finished up here at California State University, Northridge, and we had people to think Trump is worse than Hitler and Stalin, Ronald Reagan is worse than Hitler. This is what the universities are doing to students.
I'm pretty sure those first people hadn't taken a class here yet.
Share this video with your friends, like this video, and comment down below what you think. Thanks for watching. I'm Will Witt with PragerU. Peace.
Crooked Chillery. This is, where's Joe?
Joe who? Biden?
Joe Mama.
Got him! Got
That was
him!
supposed to be cooler, just ignore that. Hold on.
See ya! Okay. Alright. Joe Mama. Ah, fuck. It's Tim.